We're definitely getting an email. That's like one of the most fucking recognizable riffs in metal. Maybe in music, but definitely in metal. And YouTube robots be like, no, you guys aren't getting paid for this one either.
Yeah. Cowboys from Hell, 30 years, right?
30, fuck, 1990.
That's a fucking production right there, man.
Yeah.
Especially, man, because you go, and what we do a lot of times when we're digging around trying to figure some shit to do on this show to keep the kids entertained.
Right.
Is, okay, well, let's find something back from the past, something we just dig, something we're in the mood for, or shit, I don't know, or maybe something new, you know.
Right. Rarely, but occasionally we'll just fucking take a stab at something unknown.
But we, man, so we ran through that. Not that we do much prep for this show, like 5 minutes maybe.
Remember, we used to prep the fuck out of this thing.
Yeah.
You had a list. You had a printed out list.
Yeah, not anymore. Haven't
Just
done that
like,
in a year.
You know, I fucking had like water farts all week. That's our preparation now.
But compared to some of the shit that came out today, Pantera still, it's like, man.
Yeah, the chant reigns.
It's hands down a really good quality from 30 years ago, and it stands up better than some of the shit that came out today.
And I continue to have fucking arguments with people that it's not their debut.
Yeah.
Because it's not.
Right.
They have 3 albums before Cowboys came out. People would love to believe.
You can't forget that they were a glam metal band there for the first couple.
Yeah, from 84 to like 88, 89. It's the first album with fucking Phil on it.
Right.
The current the Pantera that everybody will always remember. Yeah, that's their first album together, but it's not Pantera's first fucking album. Assholes. A lot of fucking albums came out today, man. Fucking Sevenfold's debut came out 19 fucking years ago. What else we got here?
They always kind of weird me out because when people go to abbreviating their name, you'd think it'd be what? ASF maybe or something like that, but it's not. It's AS asterisk. I stumbled across it on Twitter a couple of weeks ago and I went, the fuck is this? Oh, it's Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, yeah. Or they'll do like A7X.
Yeah. It's either an X or an asterisk every time.
Yeah, it's a really... Well, it's not a good band. I don't want to say they're a bad band because they're not a bad band. They're just not a good band.
Yeah.
You know, and all you painted up Hot Topic bitches, come at me. Come at me in that comment section, you fucking
you know,
cunts.
and I mean, and then we've got like a friend in Ruben that can find the good in anything.
Yeah, and I'll never take that away from my man because that's a positivity that I used to have.
Right.
But I don't anymore.
Yeah. That dude can find the good in anything. Which is funny because on the flip side of that, and our metal correspondent, LJ, that guy can find the bad in everything.
Yeah.
And he's a positive dude. I'm not trying to demean his character.
Sure.
But that guy will find fault in almost anything.
Yeah, if
Ruben will find the good shit in everything.
If there's a fundamental flaw in metal, he'll let you know.
Right.
But it's good to have two sides of it.
Oh, yeah. No,
because then you become the cynics that we are.
It's
like, oh, we have the power of good and evil.
Why would I talk shit about that band when we have other people to do it for us?
And believe me, they're doing just fine.
Shit. This is Mead Metal and MMA podcast getting together about every other week nowadays because we refuse to acknowledge the crazy times. We refuse to acknowledge the new normal and all the other bullshit phrases that they keep throwing in. Right up there with all of them. Hey, just wear a mask when you're sitting around beating off at home. Just, you got to be safe.
I can't wear a mask, man. I'll die.
Isn't that kind of weird that the assholes that are really causing this thing to get long and drawn out now? Because it's got to be 2021 before we get any fucking normalcy back. It's because the assholes going, no, mask don't do nothing, bro. It ain't going to protect you from that shit. Oh.
They kill more than COVID does.
It's like, well, why don't you wear one to keep, like, I don't know, all your nasty fucking snot rockets from getting launched out to the general public? Oh, no way, bro. Have you done your research? You get your carbon trapped inside of it, and it'll choke you out, and it'll kill you eventually. It's like, so wait a minute. This motherfucker won't protect you against shit, but yet it will claim your own life if you wear it for more than 2 minutes. Oh, okay, I get it.
What happened? You know,
People are cunts. They
What
are
happened?
absolute self-involved, self-intrigued fucking idiots that are basically perpetuating this shit. If we're still dealing with this in the year 2025, it's because of assholes like that.
It's amazing looking around and just observing how these people fucking conduct themselves, man.
Sure.
10 years ago, I wouldn't have fucking guessed it. It was more like I could imagine people saying this shit in public just to be assholes. But now, it's like everything takes place on social media. That's court, motherfucker.
Right.
That's a court of truth, justice, in the American way, allegedly. And you are fucking sentenced on there as well.
Oh, yeah. No, cancel culture is a very real thing.
It's fucking ridiculous. And just people taking time out of their fucking day to, like, laugh at the fact that another X amount of people died today because of COVID.
Yeah. Well, the problem is, though, it gives everybody a voice. And I don't give a fuck if you're actually somebody from the World Health Organization or if you're a fucking dummy that's only reading shit off of Breitbart all day long.
I'll tell you what, if you're one of them fucking cunts that think you'll die if you wear a mask, we should all just do a test run. Wear it all day. And if you fucking drop dead from wearing a mask, and that shit was meant to be anyway.
I don't get it because fucking doctors wear that shit all day long. Nurses, everybody in the fucking healthcare industry, and they aren't dropping like flies.
You know how long I wear my fucking mask per day? Maybe 2-3 minutes tops.
I wear one for about 20 well, between 20 and 30 minutes once a week because that's when I go to the store.
Right.
And when I'm done with that, I'm not out in public. So I don't mask up. I'm at fucking home. And that's the other thing that bothers me is because people are really stupid. They're only able to like grab one concept at a time. And that concept,
they grab it.
The concept is masks right now. I ain't wearing one. I ain't wearing a mask. Well, okay. But at least do the other shit that, you know, is still valid. Keep your fucking distance from other people. Wash your goddamn hands. That shit's still valid. But for some reason, it gets fucking interpreted by the idiots out there like, oh, now it's just wear a mask. What happened to the hand washing? Oh, no. Wash your fucking hands, you nasty bastard.
That has always been a rule. If your mama didn't teach you that, then you're also one of those people that need to be strangled by your carbon via a mask.
Right. But yet, and also the people, it's like, you know, it's like, well, whatever, I'm the social distancing. Well, that's still valid. Fucking hang out at your house. Don't be just fucking off out in public.
And this weak-ass fucking attempt to, like, fucking throw people under the bus and do it because the Democrats want me to do it. It's all a plan by the blue people to fucking ruin my day.
Yeah, the plandemic is what they're calling it.
Oh, God.
It's like, yeah, we've successfully politicized shit that doesn't have any business being politicized, which, I don't know, is a global pandemic.
God
It's
damn.
affecting every country, but yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Blame the Democrats, blame the Republicans, whatever you want to do.
It's already bad. And all people are fucking worried about around here is whose fault it is. Who can we blame?
Yeah, well,
and who can we fight and rebel against?
It doesn't help that, like, in our state, at the highest level of government, they basically have rolled out, like, a rat line. Like, yeah, you see somebody's, you know, fucking not observing the mandate, you call and rat them out.
Yeah.
It's like, well, fuck, that's you're not being a good member of your society.
And I'll tell you
either.
what, New Mexico is not a state of rats.
I don't know, you'd be surprised. There are businesses that get ratted out a lot around here.
And the funny thing is that you get nothing for it. You get nothing.
Well, now here's the other thing. Is because
really?
Some of them are getting ratted out by their competitors.
Oh, well.
You know, and then so you have the state
that's
police.
That's warfare right there.
You have the state police come in and fucking like write tickets or shut them down that day or whatever. Well, guess who's still open for business? You know.
That goddamn sandwich stop down the street.
It's pretty fucking cutthroat.
Man, I'm glad that all the hotels around here are owned by the company I work for.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, like there ain't no competition. Unless the old classic American.
Throwing a bunch of adjectives, you know.
Which, you know, they're getting our fucking runoff anyway.
Yeah, but that place you can rent a room by the hour, right?
I've heard. Or you can live there.
Well, yeah.
They cover every amount of time you want to spend in that shithole.
And kind of ridiculous, too, because I remember they used to have a sign out there. You could rent rooms by the week for $150.
And it was $200.
Was it $2?
Now it's $2.
Oh, now it, yeah. But
I can remember when it was $150 a week.
that was still overpriced by fucking 3 times.
Sure.
Because if you go to think about it, it's like, wait a minute, stay in that shitty hotel that's got fucking police tape out there all the time for $600 a month, which now it's $800 a month.
Yeah.
I think I could rent a house cheaper than that shit in this town.
And like my brother lived there with his now wife for while she was getting her master's, not her master's, but getting something done at Eastern to lead to her eventual master's degree. God, she's gonna have a fucking job soon where her name's on the fucking side of the building.
Wow.
In Vegas.
Not bad.
She's like working at a VA hospital now. I thought they'd move back to Henderson from
Right.
Erie. No, fuck that. They're living in Vegas. So if we ever want to go down there, they have a really, really nice house.
So you'd be all right with shacking up at your brother's place for a
I
few
don't
days?
know. It was always a point of contention. Well, there was it's just, I guess that's how you are with brothers. But when the times I went to Vegas, like he always wanted me to center my trip around seeing him. And I was like, dude, you live here. It's not like we're just meeting up. You're here all the time. I'm not. We kind of have to center it around me.
Right.
So you come find me down here at the Stratosphere, and let's go fuck some shit up. Let's go do bro shit.
Right.
But he didn't want anything to do with that. He wanted me to like go to his little shit apartment that he had at the time in Henderson. Like, man, I'm not really familiar with this area. This is well before Google Maps was a free thing to give you like GPS help.
Right. Yeah, it was, what the fuck was the big MapQuest back in those
like
days? Yeah.
$200 fucking GPS system you had to buy for your vehicle. But I don't think I would. I'd still get a room. I have to have my home base of operations because I like to get weird.
Oh, yeah.
I can't get shit drunk at a poker table and then crash on my brother's couch. You know?
Yeah, because then you got that added shit of trying to fucking get to his house, crash there, and then you're at his mercy of planning the next day. And
Right.
I get it, man.
I can get a hotel goof to fucking take me up to my room while I'm trying to put my pants back on. And they're the ones apologizing to me.
No, I come from a family. That was, you take like a road trip. Case in point, when my oldest brother was still alive, we'd take a trip to his place. And it's not an easy trip because they were living in Colorado,
Yeah.
like Canyon City. Not even like an easy place to get to.
Something kind of off the beaten path.
You know, so I mean, man, driving from New Mexico, you're looking at, an 8.5 hour drive or so, about 8 hours maybe.
Wow.
The thing is, man, you would like ride 8 hours, drive, whatever. 8 hours. Get there. Hey, how you doing? That's great, and everything else. Within 5 minutes, they're all like, "Well, we go ahead and climb in the Yukon or whatever, the Jimmy, and we'll just go out and take a look around." Like, because I was just sitting on my ass for 8 hours, and I'm kind of good for a while. But if that's what you want to do, oh yeah, that's what we're gonna do.
That's people don't fucking understand that on road trips. 13 and a half hours one time for me to go from here to Vegas.
Right.
And the only thing I wanted to do was hop on the old Stratosphere elevator to go to the top of that bitch and get a fucking drink or three and get like an hour nap in and then let the oxygen do the rest.
Sure. But see now, and I'm not putting it all on my oldest brother. Every relative of mine is that way. If you arrive, and I blame my folks for it because they did the same shit. When somebody would come for a visit in Indiana, they barely got in that driveway, and within the hour, we were all loaded into a vehicle to drive around so we can do some sightseeing.
Gosh.
It's no, and that's the whole thing. And that's one thing I'm glad about being an old man now. I don't have to do that.
Right.
I refuse to play that game. I don't do it.
Well, and we've had that instance on a lot of our road trips, but it's also really not that big a thing for me, especially when I've arrived in a city with a task to accomplish.
Well, and Vegas isn't, I mean, nothing against your brother, but man, that's not the place you go to hang out to see family and shit. You're there for your own debauchery.
I'm there to either make money or drink as much free liquor as I can to compensate for all the money I lost.
That's, yeah.
And if my brother wants to play the slots next to me, or we go see like a tit show or something, I'm down with that.
Right.
But like every time, it's a fucking argument that almost turns into like a blood war.
Yeah, I get it. I absolutely get it.
Yeah, my grandmother does not understand that sometimes brothers will have rifts, and they will always be a thing. That's why we're brothers.
Right.
We're if we were fucking twins, then maybe there wouldn't be rifts. But God damn it, that's what makes the bond what it is. And sometimes you go without talking to the guy for about 5 years. And then maybe you pick up the phone after that. And then regret and remember why you stopped talking to him.
Right. Well, and that's the one thing. My brother Daryl's about the only family member I got that I communicate with on a semi-regular basis.
Yeah.
And most of that's digitally anyway.
Sure.
I talk on the phone with him twice a year, probably.
Unless there's some hardcore guitar shit that needs to be talked about.
Yeah. We're back well before the crazy times when we're trying to actually like coordinate to be able to go catch a show or
maybe
whatever.
that at UFC Austin card.
Yeah. I mean, but,
oh God.
and that's kind of where that one's at. But man, virtually nobody else I'm even related to. I talked to one sister. She calls me on my birthday, usually, and maybe Christmas, maybe.
Right.
And that's it. But that's it. I've got 4 siblings still,
right.
still around, but 2 of them, and like I said, Daryl's the one I will kind of stay in contact with regularly. But again, and you're right, a lot of it has to do with guitar shit. You know.
Well, you guys have many bonds, but guitar is the one that continues to thrive to this very day.
Sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, because he had gotten away from it after basically being a fucking rock star in the 80s,
Had a fucking album.
Yeah, well, that's a point of contention for him. But
I love that shit.
But,
I don't care. To this day, it was an honor to hear that fucking album.
Yeah. I know. They were just teenagers when they cut that. But,
that's great.
Yeah, but yeah, man, went on to do like some really top-notch cover band shit in El Paso, and probably one of the most sought-after bands they'd had in that scene at that time. But he'd kind of stepped away from it, and me, I don't know, I've been all over the map, but it's only been in the last 5 years he and I are kind of on the exact same page.
Well, an Alice in Chains show, a UFC fight card, and Tool will do that to a man. That kind of gets everybody on the same page.
Oh, yeah.
God damn, wow.
But we'll get back to normal again one of these days.
I hope so. I really do.
So it's, but it's all good. And like I said, I'm not really trying to demean the rest of my family, but it's just I'm out here. I mean, I got one sister in the same state, but it's the opposite side of the state. It's almost easier for me to go visit Daryl in Austin than it is to drive
this is a big
way
state.
the hell over there.
Especially if you live on the extreme any side of it.
Right. Yeah, no, and it's not an easy state to traverse unless you live off of I-40 and you know somebody on the other side of the state that's also right off of I-40. And then it's like, so it's an interstate. You can cross this state in about 5 hours, something like that. 6?
Yeah, 6. Just because weather is always going to be shit
Sure.
for about 150 miles of it.
Yeah, they built an interstate corridor right along where Mother Nature likes to fucking just stomp her boots once in a while and let you know you're alive.
In an epic way. You better make sure you're gassed up when you hit Santa Rosa, man, and just try to skip Albuquerque altogether.
Yeah, well, good luck on that, too.
You can, unless you're getting like 5. See, when I took that fucking Charger, I was shocked. I gassed up in Santa Rosa. I didn't have to fucking put gas in again until Gallup.
Yeah. No, that sounds about right. I used to have a Charger. I mean, and that, I would get, no shit, like 32 miles a gallon in that fucking thing. With a screaming little V6 that I could get up to 125 miles an hour. Well,
comfortably.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, by the way.
But, I love that car. It's just the roads around here are not built for some shit like that. I realized that once the bottom shroud fell off,
Yeah.
I'm like, well, Yeah, this is where you go and buy a Jeep because fucking, if your neighbors are assholes and they're trying to find every way possible to rut out your driveway on a shared driveway every time it rains. Yeah, I don't need that.
God damn assholes.
Yeah.
Take your ability away to have like fucking a kick-ass awesome superhero car.
The only way I could have pulled it off is if I lived in town. But even then, you're fucked because every block you have that whole fucking rain drainage system, old school style, where you go ba-bump.
Yeah.
I'd be changing out ball joints in the front end every fucking 6 months.
Not to mention realigning your fucking spine.
Yeah. No, there's that.
God, that car saved my ass during that fucking winter storm, though, on the way back from Vegas.
Probably about 2 inches shorter than I should be, but...
That old scoliosis is going to be coming to you a little early.
So, how's your week, sir?
Trying to count how many times I was called an asshole this week.
Oh, is that getting to be a common occurrence?
Because remember, I think I brought it up a couple weeks ago about basically being told to go fuck myself at work for trying to implement this mask thing.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because she went on fucking television and was basically like deputizing all of us.
Yeah,
to do her bidding, do her will.
The governor wanting you to, conduct, acts for the state.
Because she realizes how fucking difficult it is to actually enforce everything she wants. So now she's just fucking jumping on the backs of other people to get her job done. And my paycheck ain't going up for it.
Well, it's really, really funny because she gets up there and she starts wagging her finger yesterday because she does her weekly update shit. I didn't even have the volume on because a friend of mine said, hey, check this bitch out and just look at her body language. Don't listen to anything she's saying. Mute the thing, but watch. Man, it's fucking overbearing. Her entire body language, waving a finger at me, and anybody watching, telling us that we're the problem, we're not following her mandates, we're not doing this. All at the same token, though, if you're out fucking wanting to protest in Albuquerque, she's behind you. Go do what you want to do. Mask, she's not going to make you wear a mask. Do what you got to do if you want to get out and protest, because that's your God-given rights. But if you're not protesting, goddammit, you better be wearing a mask and ratting out everybody around you that's not as you, enforce her mandate.
I'm surprised we haven't been audited by the state police yet.
Now, that's the funny thing, too, is because she was very much in favor of the whole, defund the police. Her and that jackass, the metalhead, that fucking mayor of Albuquerque.
The mayor?
But both of them.
Damn it.
They're very much like this whole thing of of really, really trying to tell people what to do and how to mandate it. Defund the police. But, man, you even mentioned defund the state police. Like, no, you go fuck yourself. That's her personal Secret Service, really.
Yeah. That is her fucking palace guard.
It is. So if you even imply defund the state police, that's a problem.
Yeah. If she's the fucking Khaleesi, those are her Unsullied right there.
Yeah, man. And I would say, it's the shittiest governor we've ever had, but I can't say that with a straight face because we've had some dog shit governors in this fucking state.
Let's say, old fucking Gary J. It's all right.
He was okay, but that's because fucking everybody hated him. His own party even didn't like him. So, but after that, man, we had Bill Richardson, who was a fucking pretty tight buddy with a fucking Epstein guy.
Yeah. Still alive.
He had even helped facilitate the sale of that fucking ranch that everybody's always talking about that Epstein bought. Richardson fucking helped to expedite that.
God damn.
And there are numerous photos of those two dudes hanging out. And people go, see, corrupt fucking whatever party, Democrats, I guess. No, because they're fucking Republicans that hung out with that dude. You reach a certain level of power in this country, the two-party system is a joke. Because you're all on the same team. Because you all have all the money and resources. So sure, let all your fucking stupid minions battle it out. Like, Republicans suck. Democrats are thieves.
Fucking board game. It's fantasy football, man.
You know what? And they do. They just sit there and they wash their hands of the whole thing because they're above that power structure. To have that power and that amount of money, to be able to do that. God, that's a pipe dream right there.
It's got to be. But apparently that shit gets real boring because then you have to start diddling kids.
Well, yeah, that's the problem too. And you know the amount of cover-up that's going on with this whole thing, in the fallout of the Epstein, apparently killing himself in prison. Not wink,
Allegedly.
wink. But that's it. All the people at the highest levels of power in this country, they know they've been scamming all of us with this whole two-party system thing. If you can keep everybody fucking divided in each other's throats, you get to do what you want to do.
And they're shitting in high cotton now, man.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. Is that
people are getting killed now.
The Epstein thing, yeah, and then they had arrested that chick that had helped him fucking set up his pedophilia ring and shit like that. How long do you think she's going to be around?
And then that fucking judge who got to sign the case, their fucking house getting shot up,
right? Yeah,
fucking son getting killed.
Her son, yeah. It's.
Dude,
that's the upper strata of power in this country, and it's fucking ultimately corrupted, and it's ultimately trying to cover its own tracks in an era when it's hard to fucking do that.
Yeah.
But thankfully for them, they have the media that will not fucking report that shit because nobody wants to get fucking Clintoned over this.
Oh, of course not. No, we can't have that. I don't know why I sound like Jeff Goldblum all of a sudden.
No. But anyway, goddamn it, I'm spinning out of control in this shit, and it would drive me.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, I only got told to go fuck myself 3 times this week.
Yeah, that ain't
at
bad.
my job.
You only work 3 nights a week, though, so.
Yeah. So if I'm
you're
averaging
one
day,
banger a night.
Yeah. And but I'm wearing a mask, so I kind of get to like mouth shit,
Well, that's the one thing that wearing a mask will do. See, because it's the same thing. If I'm wearing sunglasses, oh, you bet your ass I'm staring at cleavage all day. all day. If I'm wearing sunglasses. Well, now the mask thing is kind of weird, but I get to do odd things, that I wouldn't normally fucking really ever try to pull off. Attractive woman comes walking into Stripes while I'm in there buying some fucking tall boys. I like a 2-4. Yeah, she can't see that tongue going.
Too bad for the social distancing. You can't smell hair anymore.
No, you can if you're running for president, apparently. But God damn it, I went political again. Sorry, but
so yeah, so that's been fun. Having people fucking tell me to fuck off. But I'm just asking them, hey, here's a mask, man. Just wear it when you're in here, just in this lobby. You'll fuck us both if a statey pops up.
Yeah, no, because
we're both fucked.
Whoever it is, they'll get fined $100, and your business gets fined $1,000.
And I will look like a cunt because it'll be my fault.
Right.
But now I think I've finally tapped. I think I'm done asking people to do things.
Why should you, man? I went into Stripes a while ago. Not a soul. Not even the fucking people working there.
Yeah.
Nobody wearing a mask.
Bitch just had a kid. The one that's working there today.
Oh, no, I go to the ghetto one.
Oh, yeah, the ghetto one.
Because it's kind of close to my job.
Yeah, well, that's like the Abandon All Hope one.
Oh, no, that place is a shithole.
That's where you go to get fucking dysentery, food poisoning.
I wouldn't order food there. Well, unless I was really drunk.
Bit of sad news for me this week.
What's that?
The gay fantasy football league has been canceled.
Oh, because of COVID-19?
I guess I wasn't brought into the discussion. I just got an email that it had been closed. I was like, motherfuckers, you don't have to do that. Just don't run it this year because it holds on to stats.
Oh, right.
The last one that we had done for like 5 fucking years, where I'm champ, back-to-backer, and instead of just saying, hey, we're not doing one this year, they just shut the whole fucking thing down. I'm like, thankfully, I guess Yahoo kind of keeps a pretty small profile of that shit.
Yeah.
As far as just like overall performance. But it would like keep your team, how well that those players on your team did. It was kind of a cool thing to go back and beat off to when, things weren't going so well in that current season. I could go back and remember, and enjoy all the old times of doing good.
I don't know, man. Maybe if we can find some fucking band we follow, and if they're doing like a fantasy league or something. Because I know
Alice in Chains
did.
always does one, but goddamn, how do you get into that? How do you get into that fucking? I'd smoke them because they'd go for all these Seattle assholes.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I don't like about them. They're Seahawks fans.
Yeah.
They played at a halftime show.
Right. Oh, no. That's absolutely. That's where they're home based out
I
of.
think
That's
it was
who they are.
I think it was actually the NFC Championship game that they won en route to the Super Bowl victory.
Yeah.
Cunts.
Things still rolling on here at the Mead Hall. Put together some pretty reasonably decent eats last weekend.
Man, you ain't kidding.
Weekend before that as well. This weekend looks to be more of the same. I've stumbled onto the idea, if you make something, it doesn't matter what it is, but all you got to do is throw black beans and corn in it, and it's whatever it is, it's Santa Fe. So this evening I'm doing Santa Fe chicken because had some chicken going in there with some green chilies all day. I thought about doing some enchiladas and went, no, I'm going to add some black beans and corn, just call it Santa Fe chicken. There you go. That's all you got to do.
It's a weird texture on the palate for me.
Chicken?
No. Fucking the corn and the black bean combination.
Yeah.
It's not an unpleasant. It's just weird.
Black beans are, well, because, man, if you grow up around here or anywhere, pintos are that's your jam.
Pintos my shit.
So black beans have a very distinctively different, and it turns out they're only slightly, only just ever so slightly more healthful than pintos. So immediately, your kale eating crowd, that's what they're.
What do they provide more than pintos?
I think actually a higher fiber profile.
Oh. Fucking drop a prune. Call it good. You know what pinto beans provide? Joy.
Yeah. No, I'm on board with that. But anyway, so
black bean, it's specifically black bean and corn for the Santa Fe.
Black bean, corn, and tomatoes. Yeah.
That's the Santa Fe recipe
That's your
right there.
Santa Fe.
That's
thing,
hilarious. Yeah. That seems so easy to just call it. That's Santa Fe, man.
Yeah, that's right. little Santa Fe avocado toast in the
morning. It's what you're making tomorrow for Chingasos. I'm real intrigued.
Now that one's going to be prepared to be fucking mind blown here. And by the way, you don't have to tell me it's really, really unhealthful, and I will probably shave 5 years off my life tomorrow. I know this. Smoked queso.
Now, when you first hear this, when I first heard it, because I had never heard of such a thing, I was like, how are you going to do that? I immediately thought it was going to be an additive, like a Chipotle additive or something like that. No, that's a literal term.
Yeah. No. I'll be firing up the grill, throwing a big packet of Applewood chips, after soaking those, and that'll get that thing good and roaring as far as the smoke goes. And got a foil pan, so that way I don't have to clean up shit. When we're done at the trough of goodness,
golden trough,
then that shit's just going to get tossed, or whatever doesn't get sent home for you and Grandma or whatever.
There will be nothing left.
Yeah, it's going to be
the cock guts. It's
going to be a lot. It's going to be like 5 pounds of smoked queso.
God damn, man, and there ain't no football on even.
Yeah, no, and I'm going all out. Going to have the old, ground pork and ground beef in it, and throwing in almost everything you're going to probably encounter in a lot of quesos. I mean, I've got the jalapenos. I've got the multiple cheeses. Because you got to use Velveeta as a base. You have to.
Sure.
You have to.
It is the glue that binds everything together.
And then you go add in Monterey Jack, you add in cream cheese, you add in my own fucking version of Rotel that I do. It's very different. I'm going to have at least a pound of green chili in it. Yeah.
Home harvested?
No.
Not yet?
No, not yet. They're not quite ready. Give it about 2 weeks and those will be ready. But
2 weeks?
Yeah, probably.
2 weeks.
I'm guessing because they're starting to get about, they get about 4 or 5 inches long, I guess. They're big gems, though, so I'm really kind of looking for them to get about 8 to 10 inches and then pull them off of there.
God damn.
And then some afternoon on a weekend, I'm going to have to sit around, fire up the grill, get those things going and get them nice and blackened and then throw them into Ziploc and let them sweat. And then so that way the skins come right off. And then I've got a bounty of green chili waiting for me for the winter months.
I'll tell you what, man, during these trying times, cooking has been utilized a lot here at the Mead Hall.
Oh, yeah. Well, and it's summer. And, I mean, last year when I bought that kettle
Doesn't
grill,
hurt either.
I thought, man, I don't know. It's a Weber. I hate buying just the brand name, but the fucking fact of the matter is that that's the kettle grill that made all kettle grills. So it didn't really bother me to drop, $70, $80, whatever it was for that grill. and I'm
Good fucking grill.
Oh, and it's paid off more, all of last summer and this summer. It's really, really been a thing. And then once we can get the green chilies going and everything else, it's just a matter of sitting around out there with a cooler of beer and throwing green chilies on, pulling green chilies off, and blackening those things up and getting them bagged. Yeah, it's great.
I'm looking forward to that shit, especially the smell. Can't beat that fucking smell.
Right. Yeah.
That's one thing that unless you're, I don't give a fuck if you grow green chilies, what you think are green chilies. That smell, you can only get that smell around here.
New Mexico is unique in that, I mean, this state sucks balls on almost everything.
Oh,
but,
yes.
Man, but it balances when you get around to August and September and they're roasting green chili. It's a weird rite of passage. It's common for people to say, hey, did you get your green chili? Because that's common. If you say, no, I ain't going, I decided not to buy any this year, people look at you like you fucking just insulted their sister.
Yeah, like you really fucked up, man.
Yeah, it's like, what the
you
fuck's
fucked
wrong
up,
with you?
friend.
Yeah.
God.
It's an odd obsession here at the
It's
state
a mad
level,
world,
so.
but it's a good world if it's green chili related.
Let's, and speaking of which, man, I'm going to have so much green chili coming in. One bucket out there of big gyms that are coming in right now. I've already outproduced last year in one bucket, and I've got 3 other ones. And these little fuckers are blooming already, again, to put on, I don't know, more green chili.
God damn.
I mean, I'm going to pull a bushel and a half, I bet, out of those 4 buckets.
That's not bad.
That's
Better than last year.
Last year, I got just enough to do a batch of Green Man and two Ziploc bags, small little quart bags, and that's it. That's all I had.
You got boned by shitty weather and shitty advice.
Shitty weather, shitty advice. Nothing came together. 2019 was fucked. I mean, everybody likes to talk about how terrible 2020 is, but 2019, it was cold until fucking June. You got to reach a certain soil temperature for green chili to actually take off. So that set it back by me, even just by virtue of planting it. I try to put in 4 plants per bucket. That's way too much. 2 plants per bucket's the way to go. I'm only growing 8 plants this year versus the 12 I've grown in years past, and my bounty is going to be 3-4 times what I usually get on a good year. And 2019 was fucked.
Yeah. God damn.
On top of that, 2019 also had a weird thing going on that, and I think is directly relatable to the green chilies themselves. The green chili plants were, I think, a little cold bit, so they fucking didn't grow worth a shit.
They never had a chance.
No. And on top of that, then they would start putting chilies on, and then suddenly they would fucking start turning red on the vine immediately. I'm like, what the hell is this? I think there was a weird virus I wasn't really terribly aware of. I mean, certainly the ones that finally came in and grew the right way, the handful of them I got, fine. But, man, the rest of them, I was constantly just pulling green chilies off and throwing them last year because they would fucking come in and immediately turn red.
Damn.
So to say
That has been better this year.
So to say I got maybe 18 chilies last year, and 12 of those used in a batch of mead, it wasn't much. This year, I can assure you that I have already got. It's a phenomenal amount more than what we were able to pull last year. So having to do with that leads me right into the mead update. Yeah, we're going to do another batch of Green Man. We have to.
Right.
I may take it under advisement. Couple of different people saying that, yeah, they love the flavor of green chili, but they kind of miss that smokiness that we'd get from roasting. I'll probably go about half and half on the batch. Half raw, half roasted. See what we got.
That's probably not. I mean, I get it. I know why people dig that because that's a green chili that people are used to.
Right.
Not a lot of people know probably what a green chili tastes like fresh off the vine.
And that does sometimes pose a problem.
They wait and go right for no, I want the one that's fucking already smoked and good to go.
But I also don't sell Green Man to anybody that's not from New Mexico. I can't.
Well, because they'll hate it.
I don't want people going, man, what the hell is this shit? It's terrible. Well, yeah, unless you were raised here, in which case, I mean, know what it is.
We have proof of this.
Yeah.
Several people have taken it to people that fucking live outside of this area and nay a positive review.
Yeah.
Not even it's all right.
Right.
So it's a waste. This is just for us.
That's, yeah. No, man. If you're from somewhere not New Mexico, you're not getting. I'm not even going to bother. So, that's one update, and we haven't even started that batch yet. But I need to get fucking cracking here pretty soon. We did move. Longships is officially under sale now, as it is now in the oaken barrel, where it's now taken on flavor. It's been in there about 5 days. We haven't done a QA check yet.
We may later.
Maybe. I mean, I don't
as long
think.
as that thing's kind of happy in a spot where we can actually use it. But like I said, we wanted to wait a little bit to let what Lee's got racked over to it settle at the bottom.
Right, and that's kind of because I'm still having an occasional recurring issue with a leak out of that barrel. Well, doing it the natural way, doing it the way that the fucking ancient Scandinavians did, is you let those lees settle in, and they start to settle in between the slats and filling up any possible areas that you might have that are leaks. Kind of actually goes against the whole idea because, you usually want the clearest batch you can possibly fucking rack, but this one kind of goes against that principle.
Yeah. God damn. Well, I mean, but we got some shit done.
Yeah. Troublemaker is ready. Again, that one's one that it's just a matter of me. I want to go and redesign that label. I know I've talked about this before. It's just a matter of been a little busy. But I want to reimagine that whole label for Troublemaker. I'm thinking about going ahead and getting Cobalt again, kind of take it back old school.
I still have mine. That first fucking bottle.
Yeah,
I took home.
And we've only done color variations a couple of times. The first year we did Green Man was in a green bottle, and in Cobalt, the first run we ever did a Troublemaker.
Yeah. And it was really more just for aesthetics rather than protecting what's within. I know darker colored bottles protect it from the UV and shit.
Yep.
But this doesn't need to be out on your windowsill anyway.
No, you should not have that.
Don't leave it in your car. Don't leave it outside. Just fucking take it home, open it, and drink it.
Yep. Yeah, as some friends of ours do, like to hang out and throw down a few bottles on an evening.
Oh, man. I love our friends.
Yep.
I do. I do. They keep challenging me to be better at drinking.
Yeah, I was going to say better at what? Oh, and we're down. Yeah, and all we have as far as inventory goes, as far as bottled, is we have like 3 bottles of Green Man left from last year. There's a dozen bottles of Holly King, but I'm going to fucking seal that up.
I box it up because it's half gone, and we don't even have labels on it yet.
Yeah.
And that's a special fucking batch.
Yeah.
That will continue to be amazing.
Right.
I mean, we'll be hitting, 2 fucking years Christmas?
Yeah. Just right after. Because we'd actually, that was one of the other things is we had started that batch. It was right after Christmas, right? Yeah, so I mean somewhere around the holidays. It'll be a 2019. I think that's the I think it was January 2019 is when we started that. It was right after because I thought, well, we're not going to be able to call this a reserve batch. No, absolutely we can now. Shit, that thing's coming up on 2 years pretty soon.
Sure. And Ruben said it was great. Of course, I fucking corked it for him. I'm like, hey, take this home with you, son. Asshole.
Well, because it's the last bottle of Holly King that anybody can even get their hands on.
That's true.
Until
I'm almost glad now that I know we're going to do that. He didn't.
Yeah, it's going to be after Thanksgiving before we reopen that. And on top of that, and being a reserve batch, then we're going to have to ask for reserve money for that batch. So
right.
Which is $30. If that's too high, sorry. I mean, now we do have long ships, which will be readily right here at the Mead Hall. We don't have long ships to send.
No, sadly, nay. We are not a brewery. Do not bring your growlers here.
Let's move along to metal, sir.
We're kind of running a little long.
Jesus, yeah, we are.
We bitched about life.
Way too long.
Way too long, like we always do.
I guess it's time for us to go ahead and get the rundown on what's going on in metal and get the lowdown from LJ.
Go with it, my friend.
What up, everybody? LJ back, ready to drink, cuss, and fuck like a sailor. And guess who's back? It is my co-host and yours, Braxton.
What a do?
So now we're going to bring you the metal update for the week. I can't believe I said that. All right. Starting with the first band on the list, Acacia Strain. The name of the album is Slow Decay. You remember this band being very, very heavy metal?
Very, very metal. It's like death metal, probably. You'd call it like that. Yeah.
Most deathy indeed. I couldn't understand the lyrics, or I would have qualified it as doom. So it's pretty fucking heavy.
Very dark.
Yes. Next, we've got Blackballed. Elephant in the Room is the name of the album. Had a really bluesy sound, and ironically, the label is called Metalville.
Yeah, very blues rock. It was kind of they're kind of really, really underrated. Very, very. They didn't have a whole lot of views on YouTube.
Yeah,
so check them out.
Yeah, go give them some views, give them some loves, give them some likes, etc. Next up, Judicator or Judicator. I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yeah, Judicator. That one was really good.
The album's called Let There Be Nothing. Dynamic intro and a sweet payoff.
Yeah, for sure. Their intros are wild. Really long, mostly guitar, drums. Made you feel like you were going on an adventure with your friends. And all of them were probably going to die.
Yep. Or at least half of them. Next up, we've got Primal Fear. The album is called Metal Commando. It reminds me of Dragon Force, but I like this band's vocalist. Reminds us of Ozzy with his balls back and if Metallica and Maiden had a baby.
Yeah, I liked it. It sounded really old. Sounded like a really old band, but like it had its own little twist to it.
Yep. Definitely something to jam out to. Next up, we've got Valkyrie. The album is called Fear.
Yeah, Valkyrie. It's something. It's something.
I was confused because we found two bands called Valkyrie. One is an older band that's still going, and the other one is a band that has a female singer, and that one was pretty fucking cool. It wasn't the best thing, but it was not bad.
If you check them out, you're going to find two bands. You can decide which ones you like and go from there.
Yes. Do as he says. And finally, we've got Neck Deep. All distortions are intentional.
Yeah. That one's my favorite one because it's very punky, very punk rock.
Yeah, I got a huge Green Day vibe from those guys.
Yeah, and they're semi-famous. They're pretty high up there. Their views and their likes are up there, and they've been posting this last week some singles, and their views are really high. But I really like them. They have a good sound.
Oh yeah. Also, if you get the chance, check out their video for Sick Joke. It's really fucking cool. And that's it for today, and we'll see you guys possibly next week, depending on when they want to do the next podcast.
See you later. Yeah.
Rock the fuck on.
And that's the guy. That's the guy that knows what's up with metal. I mean, it's like we talked about earlier. It's like Ruben can find something good in everything. LJ, he'll let you know what's up if there's something that's a little substandard.
So I don't want to just completely jump over. I mean, LJ did a fine job, but it'd feel weird to not say anything on the metal side.
You right?
So I'm just gonna go down the list of the news of the week. Let's see what we got.
So you're gonna be like the Kurt Loder of
yeah. Bob Rock tried to fucking explain again the snare sound and the lack of guitar solos on Saint Anger.
Oh, the snare that sound like a paint bucket?
Yes,
yeah.
And the complete lack of any soul in this album. And he defends it. He says that snare drum kept the band together. Says Bob Rock, this asshole. I'm so glad they fucking kicked him to the curb for Death Magnetic and beyond.
Well, now the problem is too, and I actually was witness to an online kind of not an argument, but disagreement. I guess. Well, it wasn't even that. It was LJ talking about Saint Anger, and saying that essentially that's a thrash record. It's the problem really comes down to there are some elements that people don't like, and number one's the snare. But overall, the thematic of it, Saint Anger's not terrible.
No, it's not.
But the things that make it terrible are what really they're a deal breaker for me.
And you can't work around it. There's no way you can fool yourself into thinking what you're hearing is good. As far as that fucking cadence, that snare drum, man.
Right.
If they ever you're going to hear it the whole time.
If they ever go back and Lars redoes his shit, man, I might be all over that like stink on shit. But
when they put out the documentary, they put out an EP alongside it that had a remixed version of Some Kind of Monster, and the snare drums sounded normal.
Right.
And I was like, shit, that's half-ass listenable right there. So even the lack of the guitar solo, it's like, it's fine. We just didn't get a whole lot of wah pedal action on this album.
Sure. Which I'm kind of all right with that.
Yeah.
Kirk Hammett started using that as a crutch.
But it came back full bore on fucking Death Magnetic.
Oh, yeah.
Some great shit, but that wah-wah pedal, it was thirsty and needed some use.
Apparently.
Linkin Park told Donald Trump to fucking stop using their song.
Yeah, he's playing in the end, yeah.
And now everyone's calling Linkin Park pedophiles.
Oh.
I shit thee nay. This is where we're at. This is where we're at, dude.
2020 is a weird year. All right.
Because apparently the Linkin Park logo kind of looks like that weird little shitty paperclip bent thingy that is like the sign for pedophiles.
I need to educate myself. I didn't know
Well,
about that.
this is some like, I was about to say Adam Jones shit. Not Adam Jones.
Adam, fucking what's his name?
You know, the idiot. That's Joe Rogan's friend.
Right. Yeah, the guy was doing fucking whatever that news shit was. Quote unquote news. Adam, not Jones. God damn it. I always fucking say his name instead of Adam Jones when I mean Adam
Alex.
Jones. Alex Jones. Yeah, there it is.
God damn it. I'm glad we figured that out. I was going to be fucked for the rest of it.
I'm glad that actually neither one of us could really come up with his name easily. That I think speaks well of us.
We put that shit in the back of the bus. And lastly, old Dawkins and Company decided to do a socially distant show in Virginia, but there was no social distancing or like nothing. I don't get all these, like, fucking Static X comes out and does that herd immunity festival, which I know it's not named that anymore, but that's what it was named. You can call it whatever you want after that. That's what it was. And I don't know, it was just, it was like people sitting around for a 4th of July fireworks exhibition. Everybody's sitting around their little chair. Those little fold-out chairs that have the beer holders in it.
Speaking of which, you need a bell.
I fucking desire one badly. It's weird. Like, bands are itching to fucking get out there and play live again, and will take any option to do it.
Right.
Including Static X and Don Dawkins.
Yeah, man, I don't. Dawkins is an act. Don Dawkins always wanted to be in that spotlight, and right now, if he's getting if he's getting fucking mentioned on podcasts that have like 8 fucking fans, then apparently he's doing work. Static X, I don't get, because really, don't you think anything they do right now might? I don't want to fucking say damage their legacy, because it sounds a little overhyped if you say it that way. But
what they've tried to do, I get it, and it kind of worked. Listen to the album a few times, because I dug Static X back when I was in high school, and I still do to an extent now. I'll put them on every once in a while, but they pulled it off really well. But then all of a sudden, this is Volume 1. Like, the Volume 1 came out months after the initial announcement of this. Like, oh, this will be the first of many. And I was like, shit, I didn't realize they had that much shit to make 2 albums. Well, they're also using lyrics that Wayne wrote, and this other guy is singing them, the frontman for Dope.
That's
a little, I don't know about that. The interpretation is just going to be lost.
I guess it wouldn't be such a big fucking deal if it wasn't like it's Wayne Static's band. I'm sorry. And if Wayne Static's not around, it's not really Static X.
They knew that their ticket was the front man.
Yeah.
The guy with the spiky hair and the really unique way to fucking present vocals. Because that's one great thing he did. He fucking provided vocals that were really unique.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I always like people that do the scream vocals that when I can understand what you're saying. There's a weird joy it brings me.
Sure.
Like him, Devin Townsend when he was in Strapping Young Lad. I can fucking hear every word he's saying, even though he sounds like a fucking banshee.
You were talking about Linkin Park a while ago. You could always make out what Chester was doing, well, for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And even in that in the first album, his screams weren't really. Yeah. Man, as that band came along,
Hybrid Theory. Yeah.
That fucking scream became like, oh, that's some real shit right there.
Yeah.
There are fucking compilation videos of it on the internet.
Man, I love sitting around talking metal, but goddamn it, we're going to run out of time.
Yeah,
And we got a really good
We
card
gotta
coming up
go
tomorrow.
because there's there's some good shit, and the prelims are fine, but this main card is fucking really good.
Let's get the rundown.
So we got Alex, the one that don't like to make weight, Oliveira,
Right?
fighting Peter Sabata at welterweight. Made weight.
Oh, I was getting ready to ask you. Like, I know they already had the weigh-in.
Everybody
so.
made weight today.
Okay.
We good. We good. They're on a roll down there in Abu Dhabi.
I'll go for whoever is fighting that jackass.
Peter Sabata, man, is I can't root for Alex Oliveira.
No.
Because he's a cunt, and he still calls himself Cowboy, even though he battled Cowboy and lost.
Yep.
I feel like that was for a title, title of Cowboy.
My biggest problem is the asshole went out, missed weight by like 7 pounds, and then fucking went around talking shit after immediately after the fight, acting like he just won a strap. And it's like, dude, settle down. You fucking, you're not even going to make full wage on this thanks to your bullshit. You
Right.
know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to Sabata. Paul Beardew Craig. Look at that, Scotland.
Yeah. Finally getting some people out of the UK able to make some fights now, since they can't get in this country.
Right. Going up against, oh man, I'm going to try it. Gadzimurad Antigulov,
Oy.
I
Yeah.
think.
I'll go-
That's probably wrong.
We'll go Scotsman.
I'll tell you what, his goddamn picture on the UFC website is like so pixelated they had to get it from like a fight from 5 years ago, while Paul Craig's is like pristine and UFC made.
Yeah. Had to lift it off of some weird Russian porn.
Yep. Oh! Both like to take it to the ground.
Yep.
Both like to fucking make you pay. But Antigulov don't like to be in the octagon that long. So he likes to get that shit done pretty quick.
Going to be interesting. It's going to be a good test for Paul Craig.
Carla Esparza fighting Marina Rodriguez.
I can never root for Carla Esparza. I don't like her. She has this attitude. So she won the Ultimate Fighter, and she will make sure everybody in earshot knows about that. It's like,
Well, to her credit, it was an Ultimate Fighter where you won a belt. She's the first fucking strawweight
yeah,
champ.
but man, clearly she's not even in the top 5 in the strawweight division. I mean, the UFC might have her there.
The seventh rank.
I wouldn't have her there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, who wants to be in the top 5 in that division anyway right now? After seeing what Rose went through, dude.
Sure.
It's like, oh my God, that gal is still a fighter.
Oh yeah.
To get look like that, she got fucked up, but she fucked up fucking not Esparza. Fucking what's her face?
Yeah.
Andrade.
Yeah, Andrade. Yeah. The mannish woman from Sao Paulo. Yeah.
Until the beers are kicking in. Marina Rodriguez is undefeated.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. That was one I'm not necessarily.
If Esparza wins, it's going to be a boring fight. Guaranteed. It'll all be on the ground, and she'll just work control.
Well, that's what she does.
Control, no damage. Here's an interesting one. At heavyweight, a guy making a debut and a guy that said this is his final fight in the UFC. Talking about Fabricio Verdum fighting the Mauler, Alexander Gustafsson at heavyweight.
I'm going to see what Gus brings to this because actually, man,
He looks huge.
at heavyweight, that's a different dude.
Gus
man.
without a weight cut. I'm really, really curious to see how it goes. And he's got the reach advantage over fucking Fabricio. Fabricio's already checked out of the UFC.
I like the dude, but I think he's going to do great things in Bellator. The UFC he doesn't have the skills to be at the top of that.
Which is a hell of a thing to say
a thin division by the
for a
way.
former champ.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's so weird to have to say that about him.
Well, do you think he can even fucking stand toe-to-toe with DC or Stipe or anybody that's at the top end of that
absolutely
division?
not. No, just like Cain Velasquez, the game passed him by really,
yeah.
really quickly. I want to see Gus fucking get that win at heavyweight. Get a new name up there.
Yeah.
Because we're about to see DC go away, win or lose. So
Right.
why not have Gus get up there? And he seems happy and ready to go. So I'm cool with that. Right after that, a trilogy fight. Everybody loves trilogy fights. Shogun, Mauricio Shogun Hua, 15th ranked at light heavyweight.
Shocked that he's still around, man.
Well,
but,
be
you know.
prepared to be more shocked going against Antonio, Rogerio, Minotauro, Nogueira.
I like this card 10 years ago. I really do.
I wish they put the ages on here, but they don't. They don't put the ages. Shogun has I think he has 2 more fights, and then he's like, I'm done.
He didn't look bad his last time out, man. He actually looked pretty good considering that, man. I mean, I know he's like probably, 36 or 38. I'm
He's
just
up
guessing.
there. He's
but,
up there, man.
But, I mean, that's a hard 36 or 38.
Out of the era of the Rampage Jacksons and the Chuck Liddells,
Yeah.
he's the last.
Right.
He is the final one in that light heavyweight division.
I mean, yeah. I mean, not surprising because he is younger.
champ, too.
He's a little younger than Vitor Belfort, so... yeah, no, I mean, it makes sense. But
And
it is-
Vitor, while not retired, is gone from the UFC. He's last the old guard.
Yeah, Shogun. It's kind of the end of an era. It's that Machida era. It's the Anderson Silva era. It's that era of a lot of great top-notch Brazilian fighters, and it's kind of, and that's it. I mean, I'm not saying there aren't Brazilians anymore, but that particular crowd of Brazilians that came through and just dominated the sport.
And they were strikers.
Oh yeah.
The rare Brazilian strikers
Sure.
these days. You're not. We had it in Barral. We had it in Aldo, but they have faded.
Yeah.
Long since faded. Shogun can still get out there and put you on your ass and knock you out.
Yeah.
I'm hoping Shogun gets it done and the
Yeah,
other.
I can't
and
go
we'll say
for it.
goodbye to the other Nogueira, man.
Man, I can't root for a Nogueira either. So yeah, obviously Shogun.
I'm hoping he doesn't get too fucked up. You know. I mean, goddamn, you want to talk about wars? Both these guys have been through them.
Oh yeah.
And your main event of the evening. Shockingly coming back pretty quickly after that beatdown from Adesanya. Fucking Robert Whittaker taking on Darren Till, which is his debut at mid. No, he's fifth ranked. He's got one under his belt.
He's been a middleweight for a little bit. When he got leveled by Masvidal, I think that was his last fight at welterweight.
Ooh, if anybody can remember that, I'm sure he can.
Oh man, that's sweet Caroline right there in your business. That one's a hard one for me because I really don't like either fighter, but I'm probably going Whittaker, I guess.
I would like to see Whittaker rebound after that loss, especially with him coming back. So I don't want to sound condescending for coming back so quickly after a loss.
Basically fighting once a year when he had the strap.
This guy, if he wins a fight, you see him in fucking 12 to 18 months. If he loses a fight, he's back in 6.
Yeah.
Because he knows where his bread is buttered. If he's won, he's valuable.
Sure.
If he lost, he needs to get back out there and wipe that loss away from the minds of everybody.
Exactly.
I don't like Darren Till, but I think Darren Till's going to knock him the fuck out. Maybe.
We'll see.
I just don't think Robert Whittaker has a chin, thanks to 2 fights with Yoel Romero that went the distance.
Maybe. But Till, man, that shot that Masvidal just laid him out flat. I mean, it was a Bisping-like kind of shot. I mean, that dude was just separated from his consciousness.
Right.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and head on to the picks so we don't run too long here. What you drinking today, sir?
I might pull the cork out of that Holly King with my teeth and take a swig.
Because that's the last taste you're going to get a Holly King until
right.
Late November, early December. All right. Let's see. What are we listening to today?
Soundgarden's cover of Into the Void.
Okay.
The fucking Chris Cornell just continues to prove a day after his 56th birthday that fucking guy can just do your music but better.
Check out Stonebirds. That's who actually we're going to close out with on their new album, Collapse and Fail. They're really interesting. They're an interesting act. I will say that. All right, what's going to happen tomorrow that's going to blow everybody's minds in the UFC?
I think we see a broken bone tomorrow.
Ooh.
I don't know where. It could be in the face.
The Nogueira family's known for that.
Could be in the ass.
I think Shogun gets like a fucking 11, 12-second knockout.
Wow. Kind of like how fucking Machida sent Vitor packing out of the UFC with a fucking crane kick to the face, and just as soon as he dropped to the ground, Lyoto just bowed.
Yeah.
It was so fucking goddamn.
Something
I'm ready
like
to
that.
see that again.
Yeah. All right. So that's what we have going on there. What do you think is going to what's the big one for tomorrow to look out for?
Fuck, man. I think that the main event will provide.
Right. All right. That's it for us. We're going to be back in 2 weeks. Yeah,
2 weeks.
Yeah, we're not doing the one for August
Utah.
1st. But
Give me 2.
Stonebirds, Collapse and Fail. Check it out. Other than that, stay chill and wear your goddamn masks, people. Huh?
And if you're not going to do that, fucking wash your hands like you should be doing, motherfuckers.
All right. Enjoy your week. See you again in a couple.